Well, good afternoon, everyone. So when Pastor Burmy told me to give a testimony about proclaiming God's love, I was thinking about what has happened in my life, especially pertaining to the series we're within right now. And I got brought back to this time in my life when I was a sophomore at PCC. I think I was like 19 or 20, something like that. And I remember I was in a math class. And I remember the way the math class worked. For whatever reason, our professor had us go into groups. It was her assigned groups, not like you go around and pick your group. And so I got assigned to it was groups of 4. And so I happened to get paired up with these 4 young women. And they were around my age, and I was like, okay, this is my group for the rest of the semester. I didn't think much of it, but as I got to know them over the years, I found out that it just so happened that, wait, did I say 4 girls? No, I meant 3 girls. There's 4 of us, but there are 3 girls. There we go. There are these 3 girls, and their names were Roberta, Lisa, and Crystal. I remember learning that through time that all 3 of them were lesbians. And so during this period, it was a semester that I was with them, I remember becoming very good friends with them. They were my closest friends during that semester. And I remember just hearing their stories, hearing where they came from, and all 3 of them, sadly, were all hurt from the church in different ways. One of them was hurt through high school, where there's a lot of there were Christian groups that were just very against them. And then there was one that had her parents who were just kind of very overbearing and very rejecting of her, and another came from a Catholic background. And so after hearing where they came from, I did not say immediately that I was a Christian because I was like, that probably won't be the best thing to tell them. And this was in the first quarter of the semester that I learned all this. And so in time, I talked to them a lot. I talked to them on the phone, I texted them, I hung out with them, we went out and got food, and they were just, we were a really tight clique of friends for that semester. And I remember halfway to the 3/4 mark of the semester, we were all hanging out, and I was like, I gotta tell you something, I'm a Christian. And I remember Crystal, none of them were super oh my goodness, because they'd known me by then. They had known me, who I was, my character, and how I treated them. I treated them exactly like I would have treated any one of my friends. And I remember Crystal saying, you're really cool and really nice for a Christian. And it was such a mixed feeling. I laughed, but at the same time it was kind of sad that she would have to say that for a Christian, I'm nice. That should not be the label that Christians, or that should not be what we carry as Christians, that we're hateful, that we're rejecting people. We should be welcoming, that we should be loving. And I think when it comes to proclaiming the love of Christ, I remember, I don't know if it's Pastor Burmy or I read it somewhere, someone or something, but hearing about giving sermons, and this person or book or whatever it was saying how 90%, if not more, of the sermons that are given won't be remembered. And that what people remember mostly is how you act as a pastor, or really it can be translated down to just an everyday Christian who just has friends. And people don't remember oftentimes, for the most part, the countless conversations I had with them over the semester. I don't remember those, but I remember who they were, how they acted, how they felt about things, their experiences. I remember the experiences with them. And I know that they would remember that about me. And so I think when it comes to proclaiming the love of Christ, there is certain things to be said, yes, but I think so much more can be said through our actions. And that's something I think we all know, definitely, of just being kind, of just treating, it doesn't matter where someone came from, what their background is, who they are, what they're into, you treat them the same. You love them the same, just as Jesus would have loved them the same. You treat them like your blood relative, your brother, your sister, because that's exactly what they are. And I think through that I did proclaim the love of Christ to them, because in me they saw love, because no part of me rejected them. No part of me tried to out them or tried to hurt them or anything. I laughed with them, cried with them because they went through a variety of hard things in life currently or then at that time. And they saw that this is what Christ must be like. And I hope that that stuck with them because they meant a lot to me. And I hope that I meant a lot to them. And for all of us, I think, whoever we encounter in our everyday, whether it be someone we just pass by or someone we see at work or school or whatever, just treat them as you would treat your brother and sister, because that's exactly what they are. It doesn't matter their past, doesn't matter where they are, but Christ loves them, and so then we're called to love them too.